This is the KX Noon Show. News, views, and interviews with Carla Burbidge.
Debbie Nelson is here now, and she is from Minot, and I've known her for quite a few years, but something that she's done recently, which is new, that we want to tell you about. She's written this book. It's called A Cabin by the Lake, and she's having a book signing this week, and so she's going to tell us about it now. So first, A Cabin by the Lake. Your book signing is when, Debbie?
The book signing is tomorrow at Main Street Books from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And the book is available at Main Street Books and a couple other locations.
It is. Lake Metagoshi at Gifts by the Lake also has it available, and Home Sweet Home is going to be also ordering it, so it'll be available there.
Okay, now tell me the story of how you wrote A Cabin by the Lake, and it all stems back to the flood.
It does. Doesn't most of Minot have as a milestone the flood? So we were one of the flooded homes, and we took that opportunity to make life better. We simplified our life, and with that came more hours available in the day. We also rearranged some finances, so we were able to have a much cheaper place to live in Minot so we could afford a cabin by the lake. Something we always talked about. We never had the time, nor did we have the energy to devote to it. So we found a lake lot on Loon Lake, which is just a couple miles south of Metagoshi, and we built this very small 3-room cabin. So once we built the cabin, then I started seeing all these wonderful animals. Moose became one of my favorite animals, but I didn't know a lot about them. So I started doing research because we have 4 grandchildren, and I wanted to let them know facts about moose. I didn't want a book of dancing moose and talking squirrels. I wanted real facts. So I ended up, through the research and taking my own photographs, I kind of ended up with a book to help grandchildren not only know the history of the cabin, but also some fun facts about different animals that we encountered.
So this would be a great book you could read to children, or young children could read on their own and learn facts about the animals.
Yes, that's correct. It's thought that about a 2nd grader doesn't have difficulty reading it, so definitely through the elementary schools. And there has been some talk that some teachers may want to use this as a teaching aid in their classrooms. So I think that would be really fun.
Oh, you must have had fun doing this.
I did. It was really fun to think back about different adventures that we've had, whether it would be the great horned owl that was on a road that we rescued after it had been dazed by a car and then let go the next morning. There's so many different things that I wanted to make sure that our grandchildren knew, and then to kind of spin it in an interesting way that they could learn. Something like blue jays. Did you know that blue jay feathers are not really blue?
No.
They're only blue from the sun, and so just kind of fascinating things like that.
Yeah, and it's all down in a book, and in fact, you'd like to do another one someday?
I would. I'm working on book 2 because there was so much information. I actually had too much for book 1. So I have a few of those stories with bees attacking me out of the woods and, ripping things off to get away from the bees, to different animals. I'm actually getting some really good shots of some elk. And elk is another animal that I don't know a lot about. And so the next book may be something following an elk family.
Isn't this something how everything fell into place for you, and you've got this all together? It's neat.
It is. And being a faith-filled person, there was a lot of prayer through the flood and what do we do next. And with this book, I had all these notes. I had scraps of paper, I had pages, didn't really know what to do with it. And so I had went to a writing conference just in April and had 6 or 8 vendors that I wanted to talk to about the possibility of a book. And that also really fell into place with Gray Wolf Publishing.
Really? That was just in April, and here we are, summer, and it's done.
And they said never in 2 months have they ever been able to put a book together and get it available for people. So yeah, definitely lots of amazing things have happened.
Okay, again, it's called Cabin by the Lake. Debbie Nelson is the author, and you can go find her online. There's her publishing company, or you have a Cabin by the Lake.
acabinbythelake.com is my own website, and in there you'll see a lot of different stories that have happened. There's a lot more wildlife pictures. There's just a lot of stuff. So feel free to stop by, and that would be awesome too.
Our Main Street Books tomorrow between 11
N1.
Or you can check out Home Sweet Home sometime.
Right.
Or if you're up at the lake, you can stop at that
Gifts by the
Lake at Lake Minnegoshi.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Debbie. It's been fun talking to you. We've got to take a break. We'll be back shortly.